So this topic is about functions, domain and range, and also evaluating functions. So it says here, if f of x is 15 plus 3x, then find f of negative 3. So Desmos does a great job of this. So f of x is equal to 15 plus 3x. And then it wants us to find f of negative 3. Just plug it in just like that. And the answer is 6. Or you can always do, go to 3 here. And you're looking for negative 3. Negative 3 is here. And then you see that my y is at 6 right there. Okay. Alright, that's that. Next one. Which ordered pairs satisfy the functions f of x equals 3x minus 5? So I'm just going to plug that in Desmos. 3x minus 5. And then here we want to see which points satisfy this. So I'll go ahead and maybe do it as a table of values since there's so many of them to check. So I'll do 3, 1, negative 2. I'm just putting in the x values, and then Desmos will calculate the y values for me. Negative 5, and then negative 2. And then I'm just going to go through. So 3 goes, that's not going to work because 3 goes to 4. 1 goes to 3, that doesn't work. Negative 2 goes to negative 11, that one works. Negative 1 goes to negative 8, that works. Negative 1 goes, that doesn't work. 0, negative 5, and I think that's it. Those 3 points work. Okay? Same thing here. You have f of x equals this function. Find f of negative 8. I'm just going to do that here in Desmos. So f of x equals 1/4 x plus 5. And then what is f of negative 8? This is exactly how I would want you to do this in Desmos. Alright, domain and range. What is the domain and the range of the graph below? So remember that domain is the x. We're measuring using the x-axis. So if I look at the x-axis as this ruler here, it doesn't really stop at negative 5. It keeps going to negative infinity. And then on the x-axis here, it doesn't really stop at 4. It keeps going to positive infinity. So x is going to be all real numbers. So all of them except for this third one. Then let's look at the range. The range, I'm using the y-axis for the range. There's nothing up there, there's nothing down here, there's only at 2. So y is only equal to negative 2, I should say. So x is all real numbers, and y is negative 2. F of x, the function below contains the ordered pairs in the form xy. What is the domain? So the domain are the x values. So you have here 0, negative 2, negative 4. 0, negative 2, negative 4. That's about it. If it asks for the range, then it would be 6, 3, and 0, the first one. Alright, this particular one, instead of plugging it in, we're going to do it this way. So you have here f of x equals 2x over 5 minus 4. And it's asking for f of x equals negative 1. So we're not actually plugging in negative 1 inside x. It's actually the y coordinate this time is negative 1. So we want to know what is the x coordinate. Well, you have two options here. I can do it this way. You can do it using the graph. So I would say the x coordinate would be 7.5. So for example, if you plug in 7.5 here inside f of x, I'll take that off real quick. then that would give me -1. That's exactly what I'm looking for here. And then on our test here, so which one of them is it? I'd have to go through and calculate the fractions here. Or what we can do here is I can plug in each one of my answer choices and see which one gives me -1. Well, it's the first one, but if you want to check the other ones, that one doesn't work. 2/5, that one doesn't work, so it is the first one. Okay. Alright, it says here, what is the domain and range of the line segment graphed below? Okay, so let's do the domain first. So we're using the x-axis to measure this line. From the starting point, it's at -2 until 4. -2 until 4. And then make sure that it says x. And then for the range, we have -3 until 3. Well, I have two of the same answers, but I mean, it's -3 until 3. Yep. This one or this one. Both of them should work. Alright, what appears to be the domain of the relation shown? I have a graph, so for the domain, we're going to use the x-axis to measure each coordinate. So the x-coordinate for this is -1, 2, 3, 4, 7, -7. The x-coordinate here is -3. X-coordinate here is 0. -7, -3, 0, 4, and then 7. -3, this one. Make sure that it says x because it's asking for the domain. Alright, what appears to be the domain? Again, for the x-axis, it doesn't really stop here at -5. It keeps going to the left and it keeps going to the right. It's opening left and right, so it's going to be x's, all real numbers. If the question asked you for the range, it would be y greater than -2, this one, if it asked you for the range. But for the domain, it's all real numbers. What is the range of the function here? Well, I don't have a graph, so I'm going to go ahead and graph this. And we're going to look at the graph. So you have f of x equals negative x plus 4 squared minus 3. And we're looking at the range. So if I look at the graph here, the range, it looks like on the y-axis it's at -2. So y less than -2. Y less than -2. What is it, 3? Whoops, my bad. -3. Y less than -3. There you go. That's that.